morning. Welcome to the Voice of Cards demo. There's multiplayer? Underlying thanks. What performance do you have to worry about in a card game?
Welcome to Voice of Cards. Welcome to Voice of Cards. Welcome to Voice of Cards. Good afternoon, or should I say evening, morning. Morning? At any rate, I'm the Game Master. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Before we begin, there is something I must tell you. You see, my job is to draw you into this world with my voice and cards, which is why I believe it best for you to play with the sound on. In fact, I insist on it. However, as you can see, my voice is subtitled, so you can always read along as well. Now then, are you ready? Let's begin. Welcome to Voice of Cards. You are about to take the first steps of your adventure. Through a realm of sword and sorcery you will travel, battling bloodthirsty monsters as you strive to realize your ambitions. I have every faith you will accomplish great things here. I am merely a witness to your exploits. Now then, your departure draws nigh. May your journey be a safe one. This is Castle Advent. Queen Nilla reigns over the kingdom from within its walls. 3 white-clad adventurers have gathered here at the Queen's summons. Present yourselves, O faithful of the Ivory Order. I am one of the guards charged with the castle's protection. I take not a single step from my post. I am one of the guards charged with the castle's protection. None shall pass me without permission. You cannot leave. Present yourself to the Queen at once. You may not enter here. From upon her throne, the Queen regards the adventurers. So you are disciples of the Order. The youngest of the 3 steps forward. She holds herself with well-born grace. I am Winifred of the Ivory Order, Your Majesty, she says. I lead this fellowship. She bows, glancing to her two companions.
I like the card dipping for the bowing. That's clever.
In response, the stern-looking one inclines his head and brusquely names himself Berwin. The older man is the picture of courtesy as he genuflects and introduces himself as Hedwyn. It is these three our story follows today. In other words, your party. The Queen acknowledges the fellowship with a nod. In a soft voice, she explains her errand. Someone has stolen the royal treasure. I bid you reclaim it. Under normal circumstances, I would entrust this to my soldiers, but I do not wish to spread thin my forces with the recent monster troubles. It seems the troubled queen has judged she can entrust this matter to none but the Ivory Order, beloved of the people and unmatchable in battle. It is our honor to serve you, your majesty, and thus the quest falls to the fellowship. Short of any clues that could lead them to the culprit, however, they press the queen for further information. The fellowship asks the queen what the royal treasure is. The queen describes a bottle containing a certain liquid. Without it, she trails off, but the desperation in her voice suggests its loss could spell disaster for the kingdom. The fellowship asks the queen if she knows anything about the thief. The queen says witnesses might be found at Nexton. Usually, one would expect recompense for this sort of undertaking. As demanding a reward would go against the tenets of the Ivory Order, you hold your tongue. The Queen, however, has already said she will reward the fellowship with whatever they desire. It seems the royal treasure is just that important. Pray tarry no longer here. I await news of your success. The fellowship bows and takes their leave.
So, weapon, armor, accessory. This one has an inspect prompt. Well, that's neat. You can zoom in on the artwork. That's clever. I don't know what that was in the saving card, but I like it.
We can waste no time finding the treasure. Winifred strides toward town. Wait, cries Berwin, blocking Winifred's path. A monster.
It's a pretty cool looking monster.
You dare stand in our way? Hedwyn scowls at the foul creature. It lunges at the Fellowship. Rout the enemy.
I like the transition to a combat board. What did gems do? I feel like I should find out during the tutorial fight.
Winifred heaves a disgruntled sigh as she smooths her rumpled garb. Showing no signs of weariness from battle, Berwin silently wipes the monster's ichor from his weapon. Hedwyn inspects the remains of their foe. The Queen spoke true, he mutters, his face masked in contemplation. Winifred gives a grim nod at his words. Mayhap the treasure's theft and the monster's behavior are connected somehow. First things first, the Fellowship needs to gather more information. To Nixton they set their sights.
Sure, why not? Play some card games, yep, sure.
How may I help you?
What
The
currency
proprietor
have I got?
inquires.
I got 542 gold, right. Ah, current gear, yep. I would have hoped that if you can only equip one thing on one person, that it would have, just done that automatically. That costs $200 for an extra 2 defense. That costs $200 for an extra defense. Right, the same price. Grand. Let's get the steel breastplate then.
Will that be all? The proprietor asks.
I'd like the option to sell what you have equipped as an option, or say like if you'd like to sell it or not. You know, we'll keep the revive. It's expensive, but it'd also be nice to be able to mark items for bulk selling. Can I see? I can't see how much gold I have from here to know if it's we worth going back into the buy shop. I don't think I can afford anything else. Use. No, I can't. It's fine. We can always come back to get those rings if need be. Blacksmith's character story. Is it in the collection, is it? No. Ah. Nobody has a backup card yet. That's cool.
I'm too scared to leave town with all those monsters out there, the woman sighs. Welcome to Nexton, hails a man. The man doesn't respond to any question except to parrot back his original greeting. The man helpfully advises you take the opportunity to purchase equipment and curatives while you are in town.
Average man.
A woman sits hunched over by the side of the road. Upon catching sight of the Fellowship, she calls out for their aid. She's sprained her ankle and needs you to take her to the nearby apothecary. Winifred rushes to her and helps her up. Berwin lifts the woman onto his back, and the Fellowship sets out in search of an apothecary.
Fast travel. For cards you've seen. That's clever.
You arrive at the apothecary. After taking a curative, the woman begins hopping up and down. Nothing holds a candle to Ivory Order medicine, she beams. She turns to the Fellowship, her eyes widening in surprise. You three. It seems she's only now realized the Fellowship are disciples of the Ivory Order.
I mean, we're dressed all in white.
The woman takes each of their hands in turn, thanking them for their service. The Ivory Order is famous for providing medical supplies throughout the realm, and indeed the wider world. Every smile the Order brings to someone's face makes Winifred proud to be a disciple.
I mean, I'll say yes, but it's going to tell me it's in the full game, isn't it?
How may I help you? The proprietress inquires.
I still don't know what gems are for. Can I inspect this? Nope, don't see any way of reading it. I'll take a bomb. I have buy more for stuff you're gonna buy more for though.
Will that be all? The proprietress asks. How may I help you? The proprietress inquires. The apothecary catches sight of the fellowship. Ah, the Ivory Order, to which I owe the prosperity of my humble shop, she says. She gestures to the drawers filled with her wares. Pray, choose one of my concoctions and take it at no cost. It shall be a token of my thanks to the Order. The fellowship insists they will pay as any other customer would,
Fools.
and sets about browsing her wares.
You've gotten an Spirit Elixir for free, dumbass. Curse must be bad. We have one antidote, so I'm gonna get another one because I don't know if I'm gonna encounter any poison in the demo. But that seems like the kind of thing that you want to have a solution to.
Will that be all? The proprietress asks. Nothing holds a candle to Ivory Order medicine, proclaims the woman, swigging this curative and that. The woman begs the fellowship for their autographs. She seems to greatly admire the Order. I know there's nothing to worry about with disciples of the Order here, she says, relief flooding her features. Upon asking, the woman says she was attacked by a monster outside of town. A strange creature, she says, nothing but bones, and it clutched a bottle of medicine as if its life depended on it. The man claims he saw a suspicious someone leaving the castle grounds carrying what looked to be a medicine bottle. He didn't get a good look at their face, but says they were nothing but skin and bone. The fellowship thanks the man for the useful information. You make your way to the inn, where you're greeted with a hearty hello by the owner. You're from the Ivory Order, aren't you? Thanks to a royal decree, you're allowed to stay the night for free, and you're not about to refuse such hospitality. The party leaves the inn feeling rested. Apparently, there's a monster lurking around the outskirts of town stealing medicine, and only medicine. Rumors claim the monster fled to the west. Thanks to the information gleaned from the townsfolk, the fellowship is all but certain of who has stolen the royal treasure. The first clue was the Queen's description of the treasure, a small bottle containing a certain liquid. Then there's the bony figure seen fleeing town, the skeletal monster clutching the bottle of medicine, and the monster that fled west. From all that information, the fellowship distills the thief's true identity.
Haven't a clue.
Realization strikes Winifred. I know who our thief is. The monster made of bones, Hedwyn interjects. The one that fled west. Berwin nods in agreement, as if to say, another sage pronouncement from the great and wise Hedwyn. Winifred clears her throat, proclaims that the Fellowship shall head west, out of town, and walks off. An innocent-looking young boy accosts the Fellowship. "Want to play a game with me?" he asks expectantly. "In this parlor you can play cards." The child rambles on, wheedling you. "I'll give you this if you play with me."
Learning the rules of a game inside a game. Yep. Oh, he's walking up. Matching card restricts. Okay. I win. Careful with the claws. Oh, you're a very pointy kitten. And then I can use cards in the pot with my hand. Who's a happy cat? see that it said single opponents, so you can really have multiple opponents to draft against. I kind of wish the pop-up for the drawing 2 cards didn't pop up every single time, because that's just silly. Yeah, I think I'll make a set for 21 points next game. Hi, William. Yes, it is cold out there. This feels like you'd have a little bit more automation, like skipping over the draw phase announcement, when you only have 2 cards in your hand and have to discard one, but they're both the same value. You could discard one of them automatically for you, because it doesn't matter which one you discard. Six is better than literally nothing. Ooh, 5, 6, 7. Alright, make the worst set for yourself, sure. A 555 is not bad. Like, the choosing a set to get rid of thing, like, get rid of the smallest set, that's the only strategy there, isn't it? I've got a 12, a 14, and I got a 21, so yeah, sure. Let's have a 16. And we're done, aren't we? Doesn't really feel like there's any skill to it, because it's just a case of making sets with the cards you draw.
Thanks for playing, the boy squeals. He hands over the medicine bottle as promised.
Yeah, well, that was all like $500, so good thing to have. That skill effect, see, that'd be more interesting.
Don't
I
hold
don't know
back.
what gems are about yet. They're used for skills. So healing costs a gem. I win. What you mad about? Apart from the weather. It's very cold and windy and rainy over here, so... Fire, water, boat, wind, light and dark. Let me guess, fire and water are opposites, and lightning and wind are opposites. Seems to be how these things work, isn't it? Rip. Hey. I wonder if he can only equip a certain number of skills at a time. No, I'm good for now. I am going to save just in case I suddenly get owned by some horrible monster. I really like the design for like that potion bottle. That's really neat. I wonder if you fight different kinds of enemies on different tile types.
A bizarre rock appeared. It seems primed to explode. The bizarre rock transformed into an aqua rock. The only way out of this fight is through it.
One of the 6 elements of that.
Rout the enemy.
50 defense? That must be a thing of used magic. Is fire going to be good against water, or lightning going to be good against water? I bet lightning is going to be good against water, right? 200 gold is a lot of gold.
The Fellowship moves westward, only to be unnerved by the sight of a human figure moving through the trees. The presence of large packs suggests a traveler. The sun bears down hard upon us this day, Winifred says, approaching him. The traveler lets out a chuckle. Indeed, I've just been swimming in the sea to the west. Then perhaps he is heading east? I beg your pardon, but did you catch sight of a monster fleeing west? Winifred inquires. He gives her a puzzled look. There's nothing out there but the sea, he says. That and a cave full of monsters on the opposite shore. I suspect you might find your quarry there. The Fellowship exchange glances and nod as if to say, then that is where we shall go. Alas, they will need a boat to cross the sea. The traveler hoists his packs, suggests the Fellowship speak to the fishermen on the western shore, and takes his leave.
It's a valley. You get one of three, right?
The Fellowship
appears to
comes
be a
upon an
fisherman.
anchored ship. Close by, a fisherman of exquisite physique pulls a net out of the water, his muscles rippling. This is no time for lustful reverie. Winifred races to his side and asks that he give the Fellowship safe passage aboard the ship. That vessel is cursed, the fisherman mutters, trembling. Night after night, it leaves port without a soul aboard, headed I know not where. Come morning, it is once again anchored here. This, to the fisherman's mind, is the result of a curse. His head drops into his hands. With but a single dispeller, I am certain I could lift it and sail away.
Well, we happen to have a dispeller.
Winifred hands the despairing fisherman a dispeller and asks again for safe passage to the cave beyond the sea. The fisherman snatches up the concoction, so delighted that his pectoral muscles begin twitching. The Fellowship politely ignores this fact. He opens the bottle and proceeds to douse the ship.
Yeah, we'll explore the world a bit more first.
Let's not go there just yet. I haven't quite finished the story for that section, you see. A monster appears, to be in pain. Seems the poor thing's been poisoned. You may be able to aid it by administering some antidote.
Sure, why not?
You take pity on the creature and administer some antidote. Healthy once more, it gets up and makes its way to who knows where. Every so often, you catch it looking back at you, but before long, it's out of sight.
Sorry for the delay there. Just had someone messaging about buying a bike from me. I'll see how far I can push the boundary up here. See, what they could have done is they could have put a wall of mountains where the boundary is.
Let's do this. That was lucky.
I think these guys are weak to fire.
Fortune favors the bold.
It definitely seems that the speed stat is going to be more important than you might think. Hey, that's a hefty purse.
monster appears and just stands there, stock
The one I
still,
cured.
staring at you. Suddenly it makes a pained face, acting as if it's been poisoned. Aha! This must be the monster you saved with the antidote. It places a medicine bottle at your feet and is gone as quickly as it came. You suppose that's its way of saying thanks.
Hey, turning an antidote into a revive is a pretty good trade. No, it turns into the same thing. Maybe even numbers as the water rock?
Rout the enemy. That was lucky.
Well, can't always be lucky. It did the job. Yeah, we kind of uncovered the whole map. Let's go back to town and spend our ill-gotten gains. No, it's 1,000 for that. That was 100.
The Fellowship hears a young man arguing with the apothecary. "Make it cheaper," he bellows. As the Fellowship approaches the door to intervene, the young man bursts out of the shop. He storms past Winifred, nearly crashing into her. "Watch where you're going," she shouts after him. But he makes no move to apologize, instead squaring his shoulders and walking off. "What a hateful little man," grumbles the apothecary. Winifred vows to teach him proper manners should they ever meet again.
Okay, we've got 2 antidotes, we've got plenty of salves, we've got a quality salve as well. Let's get a couple of those.
"Here to stay the night?" the innkeeper asks the moment you set foot in the inn. Are you ready to set sail for the cave? The fisherman asked. All right then. Just let me know when you're ready, he says cheerily.
Level 7, huh? Well, we're level 7.
Let's shove off then. He beckons you aboard. The fellowship arrives
dank.
at the mouth of a dank cave. Its damp, rocky expanse threatening to swallow them. Monsters could come pouring out at any moment. The fisherman has anchored the ship in the cove. Come back here when you're ready to return to the mainland, he says. Don't hold back.
Inflict freeze if rolls 5 or greater. Lovely.
Rout the enemy.
Gonna go ahead and guess Holy's gonna work on the skeleton. I think it might make this cave feel claustrophobic and oppressive with cards. It's well done. Weak fire too. Okay. His attack is probably more important. Diggle Web. Because she might have to heal on whatever boss fight's coming. big chap. An ogre. Probably vulnerable to fire. Vulnerable to ice, actually. We got the gem to try it, so let's try water. Well, not vulnerable to any of those elements, but died, so it works. I kind of like that everyone just has attack and defense stats. It's not like physical attack, magic defense, all that kind of stuff.
About the enemy. Oh?
Okay, you only win one of the at a time, and it lasts during battle only. Door's probably where we need to go. Probably? I mean, this cave's going to keep going this way. Let's go back to the door, I think.
Let's do this.
Oh, I'm glad I went this way first. Ah, the door would have been locked. We could teleport all the way back down there. I'm gonna walk it, just to get the XP. I probably don't need to grind, because the combat's been pretty simple for the demo, but
And fight.
it's a good habit to be in, you know. Tried water and it didn't work. We'll try light. Oh, just crit and do the job then.
Let's do this. The door before you is shut quite tightly. It appears to have a keyhole. The simple key may be of use here. Fellowship slides the simple key into the keyhole and turns it. The lock opens with a thunk.
Who's a happy cat? Is it you, in it? You a happy little cat? You're very chicken. Steady on, bud. Get the rain out there, woman. You don't want to go out in that weather. It's terrible out there.
An iron door towers before you. It has rather conspicuous handles. Berwin pushes the massive handles against the door with all his might. It moves not an inch. Berwin gives the door a roundhouse kick out of pure frustration. As his foot connects, the door trundles to the side. So it was one of those sliding contraptions.
Oh, it's open there.
Something leaps out at the Fellowship from the darkness. Winifred deftly parries the attack with her staff. Edwin looks fondly at Winifred, only to have his reverie interrupted by Berwin's cry of, "It's coming back." The Fellowship approaches the chest, only for a voice deep as an earthquake to echo through the cavern. "You shall not have it," a voice growls. The Fellowship warily eyes their surroundings as several somethings leap out of the shadows.
Oh. False music. Slimes and skeleton leader. Oh, no, the skeleton's going to be weak to it light anyway. Yeah, I figured they'd be weak to fire. They're slimes. Slimes wearing with sword and shields, amusingly. Let's try ice on just in case it's one of those things where it's weak to any elements. No, it's not. Okay. I'm glad I got those rings of defense because they have proven to save me a lot of HP damage. It was a fight for the ages. Ten appears to be the level cap for the demo.
Winifred neatly steps through the fiend's remains and opens the chest. Inside is what appears for all the world to be an ordinary medicine bottle. At last, the royal treasure is in safe hands once more, Hedwyn sighs. Winifred and Berwyn nod in agreement. Treasure in hand, the Fellowship exit the cave, exulted. In time, the Fellowship find themselves before the Queen once more. They offer her the retrieved treasure. As reward for the arduous task of returning our prized possession, I bid you name anything you desire, she proclaims. She is positively beaming and seems prepared to shower the Fellowship with riches, whether they demand them or not. But at that moment, a massive roar, the likes of which had never been heard before, shakes the entire castle. As the roar recedes, one of the royal guard, pale as a sheet, bursts into the royal hall. He struggles to gather his breath. Just now, over the castle, a dragon, he pants to Queen Nilla. A dragon. So the great evil has returned. Queen Nilla turns her gaze to the sky, dumbfounded. So the monster troubles are connected, Edwin says so under his breath, so the Queen does not hear. A profound silence settles over the royal hall. The Fellowship stand tall, unflinching, as though they know what must be done in the face of such a crisis. What will become of the land now that the dragon has returned? I'm afraid that will have to wait. We're all out of time for this portion of the adventure. Don't you worry. We'll continue the tale another time. I look forward to our next session.
Frankly, I'm looking forward to it too.
Until then, I bid you good day. Farewell, friend.
That was good fun. I like that a lot. Oh, I already have it pre-ordered. Thanks, game. The question is, when they say multiplayer, do they mean online multiplayer or local multiplayer? Because local multiplayer would certainly work. Up to 4 nearby players. Neat. Well, that's going to do it for the demo. I like that a lot. I am going to play the whole game when it comes out, because I already have it pre-ordered. I'm going to stream it when I get it. But I move house the day before it comes out. So, yeah, I won't have internet for a while when I get moved into my new place until we get that sorted out, and I won't have a TV or my PlayStation to plug them in, yada yada. So I don't know when I'll be starting this or streaming this, but I will. Don't know when, but I will. Thanks for watching.